Queen and Slim. So Queen and Slim stars Daniel Kaluuya and Jodie Turner-Smith. They play a couple. Well, they're not really a couple. They're on a date. It starts out on their first date. This movie just gets going, and I appreciate that. But they're on a date. It's a bit of an awkward date. Then they get pulled over. You know how it's gonna go down. It's one of those cops. You were doing 55 and a 54. Get out of the car. Yeah, and it goes there. This guy's on the warpath. Clearly a dick cop. So out of self-defense, he shoots and kills the cop. And now they're like, I guess we're on the run. Enter Queen and Slim, which I don't think they actually get called Queen and Slim in the movie. Nor do you get their names. So I guess I'll just call them him and her. What else? Now, I dug this movie because this movie gives you a relatable character. I will say a singular relatable character. Like, he's just more relatable than her. Like, when you first meet him, he's super relatable. He's nice, he's cool, he's chill, he's laid back. I liked him. He's a dude you would hang out with. She came across as a bit of a princess. At least when you first meet her in the movie, I felt she was the more standoffish one. As the movie goes on, it does peel back the layers of her life, and you do see what's going on. So I feel like she actually has more evolution in her character than he does. But talking about when I first met them. But there's an arc between the two, and that's what the movie really is about, is those two. Is the theme of police brutality in it? Yes, it is. It's the catalyst that gets it all going. Also, people's perception of them, and I really like that, the difference between how people see them and how they see themselves. I like that because I feel like that's just the reality in a lot of things. How you see your heroes is not how your heroes see themselves. They're just people, and they're probably just figuring it out as they go along. So it is about them. It's about the most intense second date ever, I guess we'll call it, because if I'm gauging that first date, there wasn't gonna be a second date. Look, it's like this. No logical human being would compare this movie to Knocked Up. And that's not really what I'm doing. But you know how in Knocked Up isn't really about pregnancy? It's about two people being thrown together, stuck together because of a situation. Otherwise, they wouldn't really be together. And they're like, well, the situation has thrown us together and we are linked now, so let us press on. It's like that. It's not really about, oh, these two who killed a cop who was a dick. This movie has an insanely great first act. That first act, you're like, it's fight or flight. Then somewhere in the second act, it kind of lets up on the pedal and it relaxes, which is kind of a bummer because that immediate threat you always felt was right behind them in the first act, it doesn't feel as close anymore. And looking back at it, I get that the movie might be showing them let their guard down. You don't feel the threat, and that makes you relax and they're relaxed, and you're supposed to feel that way because in the third act, it does pick back up. But still, I still feel like in that second act, it loses momentum a bit. There was a scene in the third act, what's the word? I hated. You know how you're enjoying something and then something happens so quickly, it makes you just hate it and then you're back into it again. You're like, yeah, I'm digging it. And fuck that. All right, the movie as a whole's good though. It's kind of like that. I just didn't like the thing that it's during this scene. In fact, that entire scene, because the movie is seen through their perspective, their point of view, it's Queen and Slim's eyes. They don't have a lot of time to check the news, check the social media buzz, check how the protests are going. I suppose if we had more insight as to how the world is dealing with the situation, what the chatter is online, the scene wouldn't have felt so out of the blue. If that thing that happened and that entire scene was taken out of the movie, I feel like the movie would be no different. In fact, it might be a bit more focused, a bit tighter. I can say there is going to be a cut, a super cut online on YouTube when this movie comes out on Blu-ray. There's going to be a cut of every time one person wants the other one to stop the car, the other person says, no, we shouldn't, and then they do anyway. There's a scene in particular, she's like, stop, I want to pet the horses. He's like, I don't think we should. She's like, I think we should stop. He's like, ugh, all right, but make it quick. She pets the horses. He's like, I want to ride the horse. And she's like, I don't think we should. He's like, come on, I'll make it quick. I'm like, But all in all, I really dug this movie. It's intense. It's actually thrilling for 2 out of 3 acts. It's a movie that has its social message. I don't know, social message. I don't even know if that's the word. Racial inequality, cause and effect, perspective. Actually, there's a lot of messages in here. It's the catalyst that gets it all going, but they don't just stop there. They don't just have that be the movie. Because we've seen that more than a few times. How there's a movie that wants to have a message, and it's like they don't know how to construct a movie around it, so that's just the only thing the movie has going for it. I didn't feel like that was the case with Queen and Slim. This movie has its message, but also great characters, great relatable characters, a scary situation, you're gripping your seat on more than a few occasions, some great intensity, good pacing for most of the movie, some intense tone. As a movie, it was really well done. I'll say Queen and Slim was a great time. No alcohol required. All right, so Queen and Slim, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.